are you looking right now for a very good mouse for productivity like office work, programming, or even video editing? Let's unbox this MX Master 2S. So first off, let's check the box itself. At the front, there's a flap here where you can open and see the actual mice and its dongle. All right, so on the side, it's just the name. On the other side, it just says Bluetooth unifying, what's in the box, dual connectivity, easy switch. At the back, they have this feature called Flow. So I'll get into that later on this video. But yeah, that's it for the graphics around the box. Right here at the back of the flap, it's an image telling there's a software dedicated for this mouse which you can install so that you can customize the many buttons of this mouse. All right, so let's open it up. All right, so this is the entire content of this box. There's a long, not quite long, micro USB to USB A or B. So this is used for charging. And then there's a very important manual. And then the content itself, the mouse, the MX Master 2S and its dongle. Let's check first the dongle. So this is the dongle. It's very small. I read on the internet that this can connect several devices. So for example, you have other Logitech devices like keyboard or another mouse. I don't know what way would you use multiple mouse on a single computer, but hey, if you wanna connect different devices to the same computer, you can just use one of these dongles, the unifying dongle, some sort of like that. So that's the dongle, and this is the actual mouse. Wow, cool, right? So in comparison, the mouse that I'm using right now is this one, the Logitech M105. It's a very cheap mouse. It's around 300 Philippine peso, I think. But this one, I got this one for 3,600 pesos plus the delivery fee and the tip. All in all, I paid 3,800 pesos. I just got lucky since other stores are selling this for around 4,500, some sort of like that, and it's already on sale. So yeah, I got it for a real cheap price. Now let's check the ergonomics of this mouse. So if you hold the mouse, as you can see, it really conforms to the shape of your palm. Yeah, so it's not like my old mouse where when you hold the mouse, this part of your hand is hollow, which you need effort to maintain your hand position like that. Whereas when you're using a mouse like this, your entire palm can rest on the mouse itself. So which helps with carpal tunnel syndrome or RSI, or if you're developing some sort of like pain in the wrist while using a mouse. So this can be a good mouse for you. Next up is the connectivity. So like what I said earlier, this is the dongle that can be used to connect different Logitech devices. But if you have a Mac or a MacBook Pro, or your motherboard supports Bluetooth connectivity, you can just skip this dongle and use the Bluetooth connectivity. Also, this mouse can connect up to 3 devices. For example, you have 2 laptops which has Bluetooth connectivity and one which doesn't have Bluetooth. You can use this dongle, and you can switch this mouse to those 3 devices. Like for example, you can select one to use this mouse on the laptop, and then number 2 for the desktop, and for number 3 maybe another laptop or iPad, I guess. So it's quite handy if you have multiple devices at your home. Again, there's a feature by Logitech called Flow. Basically what it does is you're setting up multiple devices or workstations like a single one. you some sort of like, if you're having multiple monitors or dual monitor, you're aligning two screens, right? If your mouse is on the first screen, if you slide over to the right, beyond the right edge of that first screen, the mouse will move over to the next screen, the second monitor. So that's what Flow does, even if they're different machines. For example, on the left side you have Windows machine, and on the right there's a Mac machine. If your mouse moves beyond the right edge of the Windows machine, it will continue moving on to the Mac machine. So quite convenient, right? Now this next one is my favorite feature of this mouse. It's the continuous scrolling. This scroll wheel is very smooth. So it has two modes actually. The first one is similar to other ordinary mouse. When you flick the scroll wheel, it will immediately stop after you flick it. But there's another mode which will continuously roll the scroll wheel. This is ideal for very long web pages or very long document. If you want to go at the bottom quickly, so you can flick it and then it will scroll very, very fast to the bottom or to the top, whichever direction you flick the scroll wheel. Now there's another scroll wheel at the side. I haven't actually tested, or I haven't actually experienced having a scroll wheel, a vertical scroll wheel on a mouse, but I think this is very, very helpful, and I'll be very happy about this purchase solely because of this scroll wheel. This is very useful if you're, say, editing a video. If you're familiar with video editing, there's a timeline, right? So if your video is long, or even if it's not long, if it's zoomed in, so you need to scroll the timeline to the left or right. Now without this scroll wheel, some editors have this kind of shortcut where you press shift and then use the scroll wheel. So the timeline will scroll vertically instead of zooming in or out. But some doesn't have that shortcut. So this is very helpful. Also, it's helpful if you're doing office work on an Excel spreadsheet. Like if the format or the layout of that specific spreadsheet is vertically long, you can find this very, very useful. And beside this vertical scroll wheel, there's a forward and back button similar to other mouse as well. This one is not a DPI button, but instead, I believe this is the mode changer of this scroll wheel. Now at the bottom, let's peel off this sticker. This is just the instruction. It says on, and then easy switch, connect 0.03 seconds, and the kind of connectivity that this mouse supports, Bluetooth and the dongle. Now at the bottom, there's the on and off switch, and at the middle, there's the laser, which I'll be talking about in a moment. And then the, what do you call this? The switcher, the machine switcher, 1, 2, 3. So like what I said earlier, it can connect up to 3 devices. You just have to click this to toggle through 1, 2, and 3. Now let's get back to the laser. Logitech has made a very great sensor here. It's called dark field high precision laser. It even works on glass. If you have tried, or if you have experience using a mouse on a carpet or on a glass, it doesn't work. But this specific mouse, it works on glass. All right? Let that sink in for a moment. So everyone's working from home right now, right? So if you're working from your dining table, which has a glass slab, you can definitely use this. You don't have to use a mouse pad or anything like cotton bond paper just to use your mouse. If you're using this mouse, it can work on glass surfaces. All right, for the DPI, this, I believe this supports 1000 up to 4000 DPI. And of course, since it doesn't have wire in it, it's a wireless mouse. Let's talk about the battery. A single full charge can work up to 70 days. All right, so more than 2 months of not charging this piece of tech, it will work without charging it for 2 months. And when charging it, it doesn't take a lot of time to fully charge this device. I forgot the specific time you need to full charge this device, but it's not long. And besides, you plug in the USB cable, the micro USB cable at the front. So basically, you can use this mouse even if it's charging. Unlike the Magic Mouse 2, where you plug in the charging cable at the bottom, I don't know why you can't use the mouse while charging. So this one, yes, you can charge it and still use the mouse itself. And that's it for this video of Logitech's MX Master 2S. In case you've been wondering why didn't you buy the latest one, the MX Master 3. Unfortunately, I can't find any stock here in the Philippines. So I opted for this one since I really like the form factor. Besides, MX Master 3 is quite similar to this one in terms of the ergonomics, although it has an even better scroll wheel. Maybe in the future, if I get one, I'll make an unboxing video and I'll give you a review of its scroll wheel. But at this moment, I'm very happy with this purchase. I'm gonna be using it for editing this video. So that's it for this video of Logitech MX Master 2S. I hope you find this video helpful, especially if you're still looking for your perfect mouse for your office work, video editing, programming, or even web browsing. Like browsing a very, very large websites. So yeah, that's it. See you on my next video.